Not the most damage, but the most kills. Thank you for the heals.
I jerk off to Overwatch characters based on their playstyle. I think this is what Blizzard envisioned. I never actually managed to play the game though, because just the Overwatch logo is enough for me and my dick to go Bastion mode. This is all I know about the gorilla character. Mercy is my favorite because she's angelic and white. Fuck, I wish Overwatch was real. Pornographic Pixar breeding every day. If Mercy was real, she can heal my dick skin, at least what's left of it. Mercy can gift me healing abilities too. I could go to a graveyard and resurrect all the hot babes from a non-political era. I'll tell them if they don't have sex with me, I will make them dead again. Last week, I stumbled upon Overwatch porn. I wasn't looking for it. I know as much about Overwatch as I do about sports, cars, or how to talk to my parents about what I write. But it's not hard to stumble across porn while browsing the gigantic nudity repository that is the internet. The first time I saw Overwatch, I assumed it was a Pixar trailer. Widowmaker and Reaper sparred with Winston, a cartoonish gorilla scientist, while Tracer zapped around in the background, giggling like a cockney kid in a candy store. It was goofy, not sexy. The butts that would, over time, become polished and pert like glistening hams were just functional posteriors back then. Times were simpler. I am less innocent now. First, to absolutely no one's surprise, the people doing the penetration in almost every video are headless, which is to say that they have the implication of a head, but they are cropped off. Evidently, no one's interested in the person who managed to get into Mercy's panties, as long as they're packing something big enough to put a permanent look of lusty worry on her face. You know, the one that says, "Oh dear, I think I can feel you brushing up against my lungs." Secondly, everyone in Overwatch is incredibly flexible. Legs over heads, backs arched like someone in dire need of a chiropractor, and that
This is something that was said in the Discord chat.
Tits and ass angle that movie posters love so much. It's hardly surprising that fictional CGI characters in porn are able to bend their bodies like sweaty fuck pretzels, but it makes me feel 90 years old. One particular clip featured Pharah being double penetrated, and I just couldn't stop worrying about perennial tearing. But thirdly, and most importantly, the quality is so very, very high. My knowledge of video game-related porn extends about as far as that live-action Pokemon porn with the haunted Pikachu Pennywise creature that doesn't so much scream sexy as it does just regular screaming. But Overwatch porn is a genre all of its own, created by a small number of Patreon-funded animators who are able to recreate in loving detail what Mercy might look like if she was getting a sudsy dicking in the shower. A large number of the Overwatch porn scenarios are pretty basic. Mercy giving a secret foot job at a fast food restaurant, D.Va putting an entire candy cane up her chimney, Widowmaker Snapchatting herself banging in the park, any variation on character, sex act, and location really, but others take the character's personality and preferences into account, like D.Va in the arcade with her favorite joystick, or Widowmaker deep-throating a baguette. Apparently she is French, which is one of the things I'd know if I had ever played Overwatch. I realize that many of you have probably heard of or seen Overwatch porn, and therefore to you this post might read like a toddler patiently explaining the nuances of using the big boy toilet to his parents. But as someone who wasn't really aware that 3D animated porn existed in such quality, quantity, and specificity, I'm impressed, even if you, dear reader, are over it. Of course, it's not all sunshine and daisies in Overwatch pornland. It has a lot of the same issues as the porn industry as a whole. Pharah always seems to be portrayed as far whiter than she is. Brigitte is heavily slimmed down, and there's no sign of Zarya and very few videos involving Mei. It's clear that the people making these videos are into a very specific, predominantly white, and almost always skinny version of women. Why is that bad if that's what the creators and their audiences are into? Well, if the porn industry and the game industry showcases conventionally attractive, thin white women over all other body types, races, gender presentations, and so on, that's going to become the default for desirability. That default, in turn, affects the self-esteem of people who don't look like that, as well as the general consensus on what's considered hot, which is to say, acceptable. There's also a fair bit of really nasty homophobia and transphobia that I found amongst some of the creators of Overwatch videos. Apart from how bigoted and wrong it is to be like that in the modern day, it's always dismaying to see porn dominated by assholes in more than one way.
At least this is the last paragraph.
Straight men aren't your only audience, you know. It says that we can't queue for role queue because of the group's skill rating.
Oh, he's probably too high for me.